Hey there, DHG getting back into Call of Duty Classic. It's the original Call of Duty game that never got ported until 2009. What the PS2 and Xbox players had at the time was a game called Call of Duty Finest Hour, which I'm going to be doing a How Bad Is It of at some point here, but this is Call of Duty Classic. Kinda hard to believe that this is made by the same people who did Call of Duty 2, given how much I'm disliking this game compared to how much I love Call of Duty 2. Alright, let's get on with it. If you like my content, like and subscribe, or just subscribe, I don't care about the likes. If you don't want notifications, turn them off. Looks like I'm back to being the Russians. This one jumps all over the place. Start off as American, then you do some really shitty SAS missions. Then you do some okay Russian missions with one really bad level thrown in there. Then you do another American, another SAS. Now we're back to Russian. The Mosin Nagant. That rifle always looked weird to me for some reason.
Victory or death!
The Reichstag.
To the Reichstag! To the fascists! No retreat!
Oh well. You are a traitor to the motherland. But they get in the way so often.
No retreat!
He's still not dead? No, he's dead. I think. Get that MG42 before it gets a beat on me. Those things turn you into Swiss cheese really quickly in this game. They're like fucking lasers. Where's this douchebag at?
We need to get those flak guns to get our tanks through. Take cover!
Blowing up Panzer IV. Oh crap. Oh, that's just an MP40. That's a little outside of the MP40's effective range right there. The accuracy of the old 9mm bullet gets really iffy at about 50 yards. I see the flat gun they were talking about. Oh, what the hell? I didn't even see him there. Just kind of popped up. Don't turn me into Swiss cheese.
Blow this gun up and let's get the next one.
Why do I gotta blow it up? Why can't I just get on it and shoot those MG42s? Or MG34s, whatever they're using. Probably an MG42. I believe that they started using the MG34 earlier in the war, but it turned out to be either too hard to produce or too costly to produce, and switched to the MG42.
Keep moving, comrades!
The MG34 was... I've heard different things. A lot of people say the 42 was the best, but I've read from different German officers and such that they thought that the MG34 was a much better machine gun. Much better. Another way around here. Nope. Gotta go looking for a health kit. PPSH. I'd love to have one of these. I would need a tax stamp for that. Go through a long background check process. Have to be checked out by the sheriff and I think town officials, the mayor, whatever. Some bullshit like that. Then you get put on a waiting list for the ATF for like 2 years or so. Then eventually you might be able to own automatic weapons. Not worth the hassle. I don't see any health. Maybe I could just around right here. Don't shoot me, I only want to blow you up. Oh, this is risky. Oh, I didn't think I was going to survive that. Thank God that that tiger was probably only one dude in it. There's man in the machine gun. There's another gun I need to blow. How the fuck did they fit that Pack 88 in the basement? I mean, it's a good spot for it, but seems awfully cramped in here. Where did I just picked up a bunch of health. I don't know. I like the PPSH. MP44 is good too, but oh, these grenades, and I haven't been using any. Here, have some. I think they're dead. Just a little bit. Might be a little bit dead. Put them back together with a band-aid. They're not that dead yet. Now, where did I see all those grenades? Luger. I'm still carrying a Luger around as a Russian soldier. Apparently, the developers only made models for 2 pistols in the game. The Luger and the 1911. When you're playing as the British, you don't use Webleys, which I think was their sidearm. I heard it was a decent revolver. I mean, it didn't look that impressive on paper, but it's alright. And then there was the Soviet Tokarev. Fired the short 7.62mm bullet. Now that thing looked pretty damn impressive. I guess that was all the grenades. I could have sworn I seen some out here somewhere. Oh, I got 10. Never mind. PPSH ammo. Yes, thank you. Some more? I'll take all you got. What's that? That's a T-34-88. You can tell because it's a normal looking tank barrel. The T-34-76s had like a little box right here. I don't know why. Tyler regarded as the T-34 is, it was pretty much on par with the Sherman. And the Sherman gets shat on constantly. T-34 doesn't. They went to fight each other in Korea. T-34s up against Shermans. Guess what? They were equally matched. Well, all the shit that the Shermans got was for nothing.
Hold this position. Wait for the tanks.
A lot of people say, oh yeah, it took like 5 Shermans to take out a Tiger. Well, first of all, they're different tank classes. The Sherman was a medium tank, just like the T-34. Not going to take on a heavy tank. Second of all, Shermans always traveled in packs. I think only on the rarest of occasions you would find one Sherman out there.
Forward! To the Reichstag! With Pershing! Charge! Come on, comrades! Let's go! Get suppressing fire on those windows!
The third game Treyarch made for Call of Duty. Call of Duty World at War, they made their last level the Reichstag too. The Reichstag was where Hitler did his famous false flag with the, I think it was either a burning or a bombing or something like that of the Reichstag. And they found what do they call it? A single act or a lone wolf or something like that. It's always a lone wolf. It can't ever be more than one person, otherwise it's a conspiracy. That's why there's always lone wolves. Oklahoma City, that, everything throughout history, they're all false flags. But he did that, then he used the emergency powers, if that term sounds familiar, to gain full power of government. I thought that little column would have shielded me from the blast. Guess not. And here in the United States, we're still having trouble getting Biden to give up his emergency powers, even though COVID's long gone. See what happens? Never give politicians power. Or at least more power than they should have. They abuse it every time.
To the rooftop! Go! Watch out! Get down!
German Eagle, surrounded by these god-awful things. Any more grenades? Nah, I don't see any. Ooh, I thought that was a new pistol. I hear a grenade, I run. The AI in this game is horrible, horribly bad. And you're constantly put in tight quarters too, so they block your route. You'll sometimes find yourself getting shot at, you know, this is a shooter, and you'll have to back up, and they're blocking your way, but you die. There was this one level, I think it was 2, maybe 3 episodes ago, where you're trying to defend an apartment building against an onslaught of tanks and infantry. And it is really cramped, and you've got these fuckers blocking your route everywhere. Thought there'd be some health back here. Like we're on top of the world.
Fast! Hurry, comrade! Berlin is ours!
I really don't think the Soviets should have occupied all the territory they conquered on the way there.
A few days ago, we waved the flag of the
But then, well, at least they were kind of overt about it. The West did it in the Anglo-American alliance between Britain and England. Yeah, Britain and the United States. They were a little more covert about it. That we just put bases everywhere and pretty much said your occupation. But, you know, you're on the surface, you're still running yourselves.
There are German prisoners of war everywhere.
Can't even hear the video.
I crossed the Elbe River in Germany and shook hands with an American soldier. Although I could not understand anything he said, I felt this man was my brother. And I think...
Yep, American and Russian soldiers meet at the end of the war. And then the powers that be say we have to be enemies. American history, the Russians have long, I wouldn't say allies, but they've long been friends of the American state. So have the Germans and the Chinese. Of course, the French. And our number one enemy throughout most of America's existence was the British. But yet somehow after World War II, we're best friends with them. I always found that to be a little suspicious, but went along with it anyway. Now, I know how that all happened. Some big eggheads put together this idea to pretty much purge America of the nationalists and just go back to the imperial system that England had set up. And that's why we have such a special relationship with them, because we pretty much went back to the empire system that we broke away from in 1776. I don't know what this little cutscene's going to show us, but maybe it'll be something interesting. My hope is that with this Ukraine war here, that Russia is going to cause NATO to fall apart brick by brick. And if that goes, the rest of the Anglo-American alliance might go with it. I could only dream of that. Hopefully then America can get back to following the Constitution. We haven't actually declared war on anyone through Congress since World War II, but yet we've been all around the world, kicking in everyone's doors for pretty much no good reason other than to preserve empire. So if NATO falls, Anglo-American alliance is finished, maybe we can get back to being a constitutional representative republic and a sovereign nation. I could only dream. Aspyr. I think they're one of those studios that only does ports of games. They did the Civ 6 port for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was a really good job. They came up with a control scheme for Civ that worked out really well. The German was like, shit, I forgot to reload. Now he's walking through a minefield. Or they were in a minefield. At the end of Call of Duty 2, they have one of these movies as well. If you want to check that out, go a little back in time. A couple months ago, I played through Call of Duty 2. And the two main developers of the game, West and Zampella, it shows one of them was coming to break the other one out of like a POW camp, and one of them ends up getting shot full of bullets. Kind of funny. Troll into the developers a little bit. In an enclosed space like the inside of a tiger tank, a grenade would, oh my god, do so much damage to living tissue. For the very same reason that you can't fire things like RPGs in enclosed spaces. The backblast will cause overpressure, pop your eardrums, damage your brain, probably even kill you. The Swedish did develop a rocket that you can fire indoors. They use salt water to contain the backblast. I think it's the M134. No, the M134 is a minigun. I can't remember the name of the anti-tank rocket. Oh, okay, it's the AT-4. Or maybe not, that was the one I was thinking of. There was one that they had on a TV show called Future Weapons that had an ex-Navy SEAL on it. He fired one from inside a room and he was really nervous about doing so. It might be this. Something called a M72. It looks just the same as the AT-4. This might be the one I'm thinking of. Alright, I doubt you want to watch the entire credits and the movie's over, so let me try to skip this. Alright, there's nothing else there. That's Call of Duty Classic. Don't forget, if you like my content, like it, just pretty much subscribe. Don't like notifications, turn them off.